and you're like the other person looking at you like, yo,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you gotta chill. But that's all you know how to do because you've never been able to give it words. So you're suppressing all these feelings for so many years, and
Mm-hmm.
then you get to this point where you're like, yo, I'm tired of this, and you're lashing out on people that don't even deserve it, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
because you got so many years of just a disconnect emotionally, like I heard
Mm-hmm.
the saying of, how do you show up in a relationship and be emotionally unavailable when a relationship is all about emotions? But we do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh, it's
generalizing.
Yeah, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Well, it's because there's only certain emotions that we care to exhibit, even in relationship, especially in a relationship, right? Up front. It's like once once you actually are in the relationship and it's committed and it's like no more pursuit, a lot of times you stop putting your best foot forward and your worst foot that ain't never even been shown.
Right.
So now when you have those emotions and there's things that's bothering you, you haven't even practiced putting it on the table. So you really ain't gonna do it when everything is heavy and then you're feeling overwhelmed. But I like that idea with the way way that post was written, the way you handle with your son. It's like, give it words, because if you don't, it's just gonna boil on the inside of you. One, it's going to impact not only your mental, but it's going to manifest in your body at some point in some type of way, right? Whether it's disease or stress, ulcer, something like that. Which I think a lot of times is why our lifespan isn't as long as women, because they express, whether you want to or not, they're going to express how they feeling. They're going to kind of get it out. We not only don't get it off our chest, we wear it on our backs, on our necks, and it's like we don't get it out in any kind of way. So it eats us up literally from the inside out.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have to learn how to communicate. And sometimes it's easy to just talk to other men, but you got to get to that point too.
That's why we got to create spaces, man. Not even gonna say safe space, but like courageous spaces where uh, we respect differences. We talk. We communicate in a way where, or we create a space where it's cool just to like not be okay. Though I never forget, I had a brothers brunch. It was the Brims and Beats one in Delaware, and one of my boys, frat brothers, friends, came, and we were just having a general conversation, and then we got to him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, cause like, you know, I mean, I ain't even gonna go on," and we were like, "Yo, bruh, like, trust me, there's nothing you can mention that we haven't already gone through," and he was like, "Word." Boom, he just started like spitting it all out, like he was vomiting all that was on him, and all we
Mm-hmm.
did was listen.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Yo, I don't even know what response y'all got, but that felt good." And that was a powerful moment because here we are, I had rented a whole restaurant out, but here we are sitting at one long table. Most of these guys I know, but they don't know each other. And how many times does that happen where you're like even
Right.
trusting enough to tell somebody your business?
Right.
And the fact that the matter remains is that he got a couple different comments about the situation and what was going on. And one, he figured out that he wasn't alone. You had cats that had been married twice, 10 times over, right? That were at
Mm-hmm.
the table. That's like, look, it's been there, done that, but this is how
Mm-hmm.
you navigate through that, and you walk away with tools, man, like literally tools in your toolbox to be able to pull from. But when you don't have that, then you're all screwed up.
Well, I'm gonna give you a word of encouragement for a minute though, because while they don't all know each other, you're the common denominator. And
Facts.
so because of that, the trust that they have for you, they automatically transfer some amount of that to each other so that the environment is able to be open because you're the common denominator.
Right.
And I found always in men's groups, if you don't have that common denominator and you don't quickly bring a safe place or create that space by somebody going first, right? And a lot of times a guy has to step in and just kind of put something out there so they can see. First of all, the newer guys can see how guys respond when somebody puts it out there. It's like everybody trying to check and see that's different. You know, what's he gonna say?
Yeah.
Right. And so depending on when that ice is broken and how that's handled, dudes let their guard down a little bit. Like, okay, now they then look. I don't believe that women are the ones that are so emotional and all heart and that we don't talk a lot. I probably talk 10 times as much with fellas than my wife does with her girls because that's maybe just how I'm wired. But it takes a certain relationship and it takes a certain guard to come down before you can get to that. So when you get that release and those guards come down, man, you probably look at the time like, man, we only got this joint rented out till 2:00, fellas. Like, we got to wrap this up.
Yo, every single time.